just wanted to pop on really fast and I didn't look at my hair before I did this. That's fine. I wanted to share my story with you really quickly because I think in all this process of talking about whys that we can get a little bit overwhelmed and we can start to think, oh shoot, like I don't know, like I don't have this huge purpose, I don't have this big vision, I don't have this big dream in my business. And I want to assure you that that's okay. I do 100% believe that really, I think, I mean, one, this is going to sound so cheesy, but finding yourself and finding your way forward, your passion, your desire, those things you want and love in your life is a process. I know it has been for me. I joined Cincy almost 15 years ago when my daughter was 9 months old, and I was teaching eighth grade English, and I loved my job. I really loved teaching. It was a way for me to be creative. I had fun. I loved it. But when she was born, everything changed, and I hated going to work and leaving her someplace else. And I realized that it's not what I wanted to do. And that's when I found Cincy and what a huge gift that was. But my first why was so clear and so spot on. And I just knew this is what I have to do. I want to quit my job so I can be home with my baby. And I made that happen. It was like I had blinders on. I was a little bit ignorant to even having any clue what to do or how to do it, but I just moved forward. But then things sort of started to shift. I found myself a couple years later with two babies. I'm still working this business from home, but now I have this huge organization and I started to question everything. And for me, I got to a point in my business where I resented it. I was making a good chunk of money and now I had quit my job to be a stay-at-home mom, but now I was running this business and I didn't feel like a stay-at-home mom. And I really struggled with like, what do I want? Is this what I want? Is this like, do I want to run this business? Do I want to be a stay at home mom? Do I want something in between? And it took a lot of self discovery. Jason was talking about self discovery on the call today, and it's so much of that. You're going to grow into who you were made to be. And so don't be discouraged if there's not a clear vision right now. I honestly don't think any of us know what we want until we're in our mid, late 30s. Maybe I'm ignorant. I still don't know what I want. I feel like I do now, but I just, I want to encourage you that wherever you find yourself, that you do press into those questions about what do I want from my business? I talk and coach with so many leaders and team members who will say to me, you know, I struggle finding the passion in this Sensi goal to be a director or to get paid a title or to be a star director or whatever it is you're shooting for. Because and the reason that is, and maybe you have felt that way, is because Sensi is not the goal. And I say this all the time and I will preach it until the end of my days, but it's not the goal. It is the vehicle that takes you to something bigger, to something that you were actually made to do. And I'm not talking about another vocation or another business. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it becomes this vehicle of self discovery, of personal growth. You know by this point that it's a huge personal growth journey, but also into finding your true gifts, your true talents, your passions, what you were called to do. For some people, that is going to lead to other things, but for some people, it's not. I had a conversation a few years into, I don't know how long I'd been in, maybe 6 or 7 years. I was a superstar director, and I went to a launch party of a girl that was on my team, and we were hosting in a home of a different woman. It wasn't the girl that signed up. And I was talking to this lady, and she had been in a different direct sales company for years, over a decade, at the highest level, making great money. And we were just having conversation, and I was asking her, "Why'd you leave?" And she said, "I felt like I just couldn't do it all. I felt like I was sacrificing my family for my business, and that's not what I wanted to do." And I remember feeling so, it shook me. It shook me and it bothered me and it crushed me. And I remember thinking, I don't want to be a part of an industry like that. And what I was seeing happening was more and more of that, where we were sacrificing everything else to grow this thing because we can become addicted to the success and the achievement of it. But there comes a point where there's a make or break. And I thought so much about I really on the way home, I pulled over and shot a video in the Superstar Director page and just said, like, "I don't want us to be this. I don't want our leaders to feel this way. I don't wanna feel this way." And the more I've thought it still shakes me to this today. It still bothers me. I will never forget that conversation. And looking back at it, the more I've thought over it, the more I just truly believe it's lack of why. If your family was truly your why, you had everything out of order, right? It's when we put our business as our why, like hitting this goal, earning this thing, doing X, Y, and Z, that we can start to feel that like this doesn't feel good anymore. And when it doesn't feel good, it's not because you shouldn't be doing it. It's because you have things in the wrong order. And I think so much of understanding our why helps us align the order of our lives, which means your business never comes first. This business is our entire income. It fuels my family of 6 plus some. And of course, it's important, but it is not everything. But it's the thing that shaped me and helped make me, but I also have to make sure that I put it in the right place. And so in the process of this discovering of your why, don't think that I just want you to really focus on this Sensi goal can't be the why. It has to be bigger than that. Jason mentioned that he learned from me that you have to, your why should make you cry, and your why should make you cry. It should be something that becomes so emotional and so raw that you want it, like that it brings emotion to your body. I said my goal early on, my why was to stay home, and then I really struggled, and I kind of resented my business because I felt stuck in it. And then my husband came home to work with me, and we did this together, and then we almost killed each other. So many things happened, and we have a million different stories in our journey. But what's crazy is my why has changed so much. I love this business and I love this company. And I love the opportunity that I have to speak into other women's lives and watch them grow and watch them chase dreams that they never thought they would be able to. It's the biggest gift. But I'm also getting to do things bigger than that. I'm getting to I believe with everything in me that you have the power to change the world through this business. Hands down, without a doubt. But it comes from knowing why. It'll never happen. You will never change the world if you don't know why you're doing this. You just can't. But if you know in your core why, everything will change. And people will be changed by you. It's why it's so powerful. It's why it's so important to know why you're doing this. Today, almost 15 years later, my husband and I, we put our dream home on the market. The house that Cincy built is what I like to call it. We didn't build it, we bought it and we renovated it over 9 years. And it was 5,000 square feet, had the highest ceilings I've ever seen. Like, just, it was our dream home on 4 acres in a private addition. Like, it's everything we thought we wanted. And it's funny that sometimes we think that we know what we want, and then we get a new vision or we get a new dream or we get a new passion. And I hope that that's what happens to you in this business. Pretty much had everything that I thought I wanted. And then there came this new churning and this new dream and this new vision in our hearts and in our souls that shifted us and has honestly, it's given me a renewed passion for everything that I'm doing. I definitely think I had a couple years where I was just going through the motions. I was just doing the things I thought I had to do because I thought I had to do them in the business, but there wasn't a clear why. And now I can tell you, I know exactly why I'm doing this. It's not just about the dream house or um, it's not about a paycheck. It's about so much more than that. We sold that dream house last fall and bought 50 acres and moved into a double wide. Welcome to my office. It's a closet. And to the outside world, people would say, have you lost your mind? And I know without a doubt that I'm doing the exact thing that I was made to do right now. And this business has been the fuel for that fire. It's been the thing that's helped me it's helped fuel my dreams, and it's helped me give people a way to dream. They get to dream because you can do anything in this business. I just want to encourage you that anything is possible. I know that our world is crazy. I know that things are bizarre. Guess what? I don't think it's ever going to not be crazy. I just don't. I think we're always going to live in some form of chaos in our world. But despite all of that, anything is possible. Anything that you want to achieve in this business, you can 100% achieve. Any dream you want to chase, anything you want to go after. But the key to it is you have to know what you want. And when you can't express your why, it comes from not knowing what you want. Sometimes we just spend so much time wanting and watching and seeing what everybody else is doing, and we don't even know what we want for ourselves. So, this self discovery, this self reflection of asking this question of why, it takes work and it takes time. And so, press into it, ask the hard questions. And I would say, just like Jason said, when you come up with the why, we want to travel more, keep going. Ask yourself again, why? Why do I want to do that? Because I want to create memories with my kids that'll last longer than me being around, right? Right now, Brian and I are starting a new business. Essentially, we're going to build a wedding and retreat venue on our 50 acres, and it's because I know that my why is to create space for people to grow. Because I believe that I can help people change their world and the world around them. And I'm doing that in my business. It is my why in my business, and it is my why outside of my business, is to create space for people to grow so they can change and then they can change the world. There is a why inside of you, and all you have to do is keep pushing in. If you're really struggling with this, I would suggest spending some time journaling, just writing. And I know you may not be a journaler, it doesn't have to make sense. Make a list, just start to get out of your head what's inside there. Our thoughts have so much power, and you've got to get them on paper and look at them. Ask yourself what you want. What do you want? And keep going. Don't dream small, dream big. Get out of debt. Yes, but then what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you're out of debt? You're going to build a pool? Cool. Who's going to come over? Why? You want to be the house where all the kids come and hang out? You want to be generous and feed them all? You want to be the place where they're safe? Yeah. What else? Then what? Keep asking why. Keep going. Keep pressing. Keep challenging yourself. Because I think my gut would say that some of you are setting the bar too low, and that there's more in you than you even know. I can't wait. I listen. I'm not on Facebook ever, and so even being on the Facebook page has been a challenge for me because I I'm just I want to get things done, and but I am excited to read your whys because that's the stuff that matters. Like that's the stuff that matters. I hope this was helpful. I just wanted to pop on and say a little something, encourage you as best I could. And from my tiny little office on my 50 acres, where we are dreaming and chasing our why, with full reckless abandon. So I love you guys. I hope you have a great week.